Mikhail Strelets, head of the Sukhoi Design Bureau, which developed Sukhoi Su-57, said that the fighter is superior to F22 Raptor and F-35 Lightning II. As per him, the American fighter jets, the F-22 and F-35, share similar issues in their designs, as both were created with a focus on specific tasks instead of being versatile. The engineer noted that the F-22 was created specifically for the purposes of air combat, and when it was decided to repurpose it to be capable of striking ground targets, American engineers faced major problems. According to Strelets, they could not extend the F-22's missile compartments and hence were unable to arm the jet with the most powerful air-to-ground missiles. It was noted that the F-35 had a similar issue. It was designed with a focus on its capabilities to strike ground targets, but lacks acceleration and maneuverability. This makes the F-35 less viable in dogfighting scenarios, even compared to fourth-generation fighters, let alone their successors, such as the Su-57. Sukhoi's head also noticed that the Su-57's maneuverability was highly valued by some Western military commanders, such as former U.S. Air Force Lieutenant General Dave Deptula, who praised the jet's fine aerodynamics and the fully controllable thrust vector of its engines. But this seems more like propaganda. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why Russian Su-57 still has a long way to go when compared to F-22 Raptor and F-35 Lightning II. Let's get started. This video is sponsored by the free-to-play military vehicle combat game War Thunder. We talk a lot about military vehicles on this channel, but what about trying them out for yourself? In War Thunder, you can choose from more than 1,200 playable vehicles from the 1930s to the 1990s and go to battle on more than 80 theaters of war. You can fly aircraft, helicopters, drive tanks, and command ships of all types and sizes, which have been carefully recreated from their real-world counterparts. It's available as a free download on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One with cross-platform support. So grab your friends and give it a try. All viewers of Defense Updates that register using the link in the description below will also get a free premium tank, aircraft, or ship and 3 days of premium account time as a bonus. The Sukhoi Su-57 is a fifth-generation, stealthy, single-seat, twin-engine jet multi-role fighter aircraft designed for air superiority and ground attack operations. It's the successor of Su-35 and Russia's answer to American F-35 Lightning II and F-22 Raptor. Although most information is classified, sources within the Sukhoi company and Defense Ministry have openly stated that the aircraft is stealthy, super maneuverable, have super cruise capability, incorporate substantial amounts of composite materials, and possess advanced avionics such as active phased array radar and sensor fusion. A prototype first flew on the 29th of January 2010. Last year, Su-57 fighters in batches of 2 each were seen in Syria's Hmeimim Air Base, and they engaged in limited combat missions. Su-57 is the first operational aircraft in Russian Air Force service to use stealth technology. Weapons are carried internally in weapons bays within the airframe, and antennas are recessed from the surface of the skin to preserve the aircraft's stealthy shape. Also, radar-absorbent material, RAM, has been used to reduce its radar return. Su-57 is designed to have extreme maneuverability at both supersonic and subsonic speeds. This can provide it with a brutal advantage in dogfights and help it defeat missiles with extreme evasive maneuvers instead of entirely relying on stealth. This is the first fighter jet to utilize 3D thrust vectoring. Su-57 has NO-36 Belka radar system, and this provides it with 360-degree coverage. It also houses an infrared search and track (IRST) sensor, which can track an aircraft by its infrared signatures. We'll now look into 3 points which puts Su-57 at a certain disadvantage. Russian President Vladimir Putin had earlier revealed that a procurement plan is being laid out for acquiring 76 Su-57. The announcement was made during a meeting on May 15, 2019. These jets are expected to be deployed by 2028. The Kremlin previously planned to have 150 of these aircraft in service by 2020. This announcement had thrown more questions than answers related to budgeting. As per some reports in Kommersant newspaper in Russia, the unexpectedly high numbers of the order has been possible because of reduction in cost made possible due to some change in the aircraft's internal layout, improvements to the production process, and capping of the profit margin for defense procurement program to a maximum of 5%. According to President Putin, the program will cost around $2.63 billion. If we calculate that 76 will be bought, it comes out to be $34 million per jet. This figure is insanely low. Even the Sukhoi Su-30 variants sold to China and India in 2000 were priced at $53 million per jet. Also, Mr. Putin seemed to suggest in his comments at the meeting that the price reductions would make the order for 76 Su-57 cost the same as the previously planned purchase of just 16 aircraft. It's difficult to understand how it could be possible to acquire nearly 5 times as many planes for the same price with just a 20% decrease in per unit cost. Overall, there seems to be something amiss. The fact remains that Russia has 10 flyable prototypes of Su-57, the product roadmap is not clear, and the project seems to be facing many lingering technical issues. America has 187 F22 Raptors, and as of now, 500 F-35s have already been built, the bulk of which is received by U.S. military. Having a dependable engine is challenging. Sukhoi originally planned to use an advanced derivative of the Saturn AL-31F engine found on its flankers for the Su-57. Su-57 was supposed to have new AL-41F1 engine, but the AL-41F1 engine ran into technical difficulty and didn't match the required performance criteria. Saturn, the manufacturer, is working on a new and more powerful design, known as the Izdalai 30 or Product 30. But even this has been facing developmental challenges and may be available for testing at some point in the 2020s. F22 Raptor and F-35 Lightning II are developed from the ground up to be stealthy. F-22 is the stealthiest fighter ever built and has very low RCS, or radar cross-section, of only 0.0001 square meter. F-35 Lightning II has an RCS of 0.005 square meters. This is achieved due to its structural design, as well as the use of RAM, or radar-absorbing materials. These aircraft can't be detected by most radars, so they can strike without the enemy knowing they're there in the first place. Also, it must be noted that even when some new advanced radars are able to detect them, its signature is so small that it's very hard to track and get a radar lock. Stealth is very difficult to achieve. Russia has found it very hard to perfect, even today. India has recently decided to stop working with Russia on the 5th Generation Fighter Aircraft Program, or FGFA. FGFA was deemed to be an improved and customized variant of the Su-57. One of the main reasons for this is that Su-57 was found to have suspect stealth capabilities when analyzed by the Indian side, and the underlying design has little legroom to accommodate challenges that can improve its stealth profile. As per some analysis, Su-57 has an RCS of 0.05 square meters, which makes it about 500 times larger on the radar when compared to F-22 and at least 10 times larger when compared to F-35.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.